Next on Worcester News tonight, some relief for trash woes in a central Massachusetts town, but some residents say they are fed up. Plus, the largest graduating class for an online school. More than 100 students graduate from TECA. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. A central Massachusetts town has gone weeks without trash pickup. Some residents say they are frustrated with the company's response, while others say they haven't gotten any response at all.
Piling up on Boylston streets. About 200 customers of the waste disposal service for public services have gone weeks without a pickup.
It's not the best looking thing to have everybody have their trash out.
2 weeks went by. We had maggots in our trash, actually, and our recycling was overflowing.
Some are frustrated their trash stayed on their front lawns so long. But Andrea DeCourcy says she's also upset with the communication with the company.
I was on the phone with them, I want to say 3 days in a row, and called asking for when I was going to be picked up and when they were going to swap out my container because the lid's broken. And they're just telling me that they're going to escalate it and they're guaranteeing I'll have some pickup by the end of the day.
Customers calling offices in Worcester County here.
Due to a temporary delay in equipment resources, our Auburn facility is operating on a delayed schedule.
In a statement, the Arizona-based trash company says, "We take great pride in serving our customers. Where there have been recent service delays in the local area, we are surging in additional resources, including collections vehicles, drivers, and technicians, in order to resume normal collections service." Friday afternoon finally brought relief for many in the Morningdale area as a Republic Services truck came by to collect trash.
It's definitely disgusting. I mean, I walk regularly with my girlfriends at night and we're walking by all the trash and everyone apparently has the same problems.
Other towns in the county have been experiencing delays as well and are working with Republic Services to resolve the issue. On Monday, Boylston will have a meeting to determine if they'll pull their permit. All right, thank you, Chandler. Marijuana sales will finally become legal in Massachusetts in 2 weeks, but it doesn't seem like there will be many places to buy it. At its meeting Thursday, the Cannabis Control Commission did not approve any commercial licenses and says it's not clear when the approval process will begin. Commission members also say before licenses can be approved, background checks need to be completed. The chair says it isn't right to rush to meet an arbitrary July 1st deadline.
If that means we have few or no stores on July 1st and it takes a few more weeks, I hope and expect that everybody in the state believes that's the right thing to do.
Any city or town where the drug will be sold also has to certify the businesses met local requirements. More than 50 applications have been filed. In an effort to help families cope with addiction, an outreach specialist will be visiting Worcester this weekend. Diana Clark works for an addiction treatment program in Connecticut. She says addiction affects more than just the person suffering with the disorder, and families shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. Saturday, she will be at WPI discussing how families can develop appropriate boundaries with their loved ones struggling and how to stop enabling addictive behavior.
I look at this whole thing as an exercise in setting boundaries. When they're active in recovery, the boundaries open. You can have them to your house, you can go on vacations together, you can be equal members of a family system. When they're active in their addiction, I think that the family needs to close the door slightly. I'm not saying kick them out of the house, I'm not saying anything like that, but I am saying they need to protect themselves.
And Clark has also written several books on addiction and speaks at conferences throughout the country. Massachusetts' largest virtual public school holding its graduation ceremony today, Tech Connections Academy offers students a technology-enhanced public school option, and some students say it taught them valuable life lessons. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us live now with more on today's graduation. Brittany?
Olivia, it was an emotional day for the dozens of graduates and their families, and they're also making history by being TECA's largest graduating class ever.
Look at this as a key to opportunity and use it well.
126 high school seniors graduate Friday at Mechanics Hall.
Alexis Green.
They come from all over the state and are part of Tech Connections Academy's largest graduating class in history.
I take a great deal of pride, as everybody does, in all that Tech has become. This was a significant milestone, so it feels really, really good.
Tech is the largest virtual public school in Massachusetts. Students like Alexis Campobasso say the online aspect taught valuable life lessons.
I've had so many resources, there are plenty of opportunities, and it takes a lot of self-discipline and a lot of time management.
It teaches them a lot of skills I don't know that all students are getting in brick and mortar, like being self-motivated learners, meeting deadlines, being self-disciplined. It really does prepare them for the real world.
Campobasso is now headed to the University of New England to study neuroscience. She was one of 2 students chosen to give speeches at the ceremony. Her message to fellow classmates is to pursue every dream and never give up.
With my speech, I wanted to remind students of all the opportunities they have after today. A lot of people think this is the ending, but it's really just the beginning to the whole world we have.
Taking new risks, and when you do that, that's how you grow. And my message to kids, you're here because people took a risk, the school was a risk, your family took a risk, and we all do that, we all grow, support each other that way.
Tech started back in 2014 and their first graduating class size was 12. They say it's a big accomplishment to make it to 126 and they hope to continue that growth. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A portion of Grove Street in Worcester is blocked off Friday for Veterans Inc. annual Stand Down event. Hundreds of veterans and their family members took part. More than 80 different vendors were on site providing free goods and services, including things like dental cleanings, haircuts, and clothes were available to homeless veterans and veterans in need.
This is our way to say thank you to our veterans for all the work they did for our country, and we're sorry that they've fallen on hard times, and we're hoping that today will be a little bit of a boost for them to make their lives just a little bit easier.
What it is an opportunity to get my driver's license renewed, which was a big plus, help get my electricity bill down, many other opportunities here, the free food and all that stuff. But the main thing is this is a day for veterans.
And Veterans Inc. has been doing the Stand Down event for 13 years. Today marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. It's the month of fasting Muslims all across the world recognize. Hundreds gathered at the Worcester Islamic Center on East Mountain Street to celebrate Friday. Family and friends wore their traditional attire while enjoying traditional food. They say Ramadan is seen as a month to cleanse their soul and teaches them self-discipline.
It reminds you that while you are keeping yourself away from the food, but in fact you are keeping yourself away from any bad thing and be at your best behavior.
We actually celebrate by giving charity to the poor, inviting our family to visit, distributing sweets, and basically having fun.
The month is also often a time to strengthen communication with the family. Students at Quinsigamond Community College are doing their part to help eliminate hunger in their college community. The student-run greenhouse on campus is used to grow fruits and vegetables, which then in turn are picked and given to students in need on campus. Starting this upcoming school year, the students are expanding their efforts in opening a food pantry where students in need are able to pick up non-perishable food items as well as the freshly grown produce. Leaders of the greenhouse realized a significant need after a recent student survey was conducted on campus.
In the last year, 49% of students reported that they had low or very low food security. 50% could not afford to eat balanced meals, and 66% of students experienced housing insecurity, food insecurity, or homelessness.
Be sure to tune in to Worcester News Tonight at 10 for the full story.